Hello friends, come on in. We are in the Milady Aesthetics book, starting chapter 6. Skincare products, chemistry, ingredients, and selection. Keep in mind I am not AI, so mistakes will be made. You just laugh along with me. Check out my other videos, the previous chapters of this book, as well as the Milady Foundations book and their nail book. We also have some fun unboxings, swatching, painting, nails, and doing things, and a lot more in the future. Let's start. Page 197 to 204. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. That is a quote from Neil Donald Walsh, W-A-L-S-C-H. I'm not really quite sure how I'd say that. I know it's not necessarily just Walsh. It has a little bit more finesse to it. And I don't know what that is. If you do, please tell me. Share your knowledge in the comments. I would love that. Learning objectives. After completing this chapter, you will be able to 1. Explain how skincare products and ingredients are significant to estheticians. 2. Describe cosmetic regulations, laws, and product safety. 3. Distinguish cosmetic ingredient sources and popular terms. 4. Describe the main type of ingredients in cosmetic. Did I say cosmetic? Cosmic earlier. I don't know. Describe the main types of ingredients in cosmetic chemistry. 5. Identify beneficial ingredients for skin types and conditions. 6. Select appropriate products for facial treatments and home care use. 7. Recommend home care products with confidence. 8. Summarize the points to consider when choosing a professional skincare line. Explain how skincare products and ingredients are significant to estheticians. Estheticians must study and have a thorough understanding of a wide range of skincare products and ingredients. Figure 6-1. It is very important to your career to provide clients with appropriate treatments. Sometimes I just have to get going, and of course some reading videos are better than others. Appropriate treatments and home care products to achieve their goal of healthy skin, as well as work within the specific laws and regulations that pertain to cosmetics and ingredients. Estheticians should study and have a thorough understanding of skincare products because, get into the bullet points. It is critical to know basic chemistry of formulations. Cosmetic ingredients, benefits, and potential side effects. How to select products and ingredients based on an individual's needs, skin type, and condition. And finally, products and ingredients to avoid for certain individuals and how to handle adverse reactions. It is essential to educate your clients about products and ingredients that you use in treatment to recommend for their home care use. You must be able to explain what skincare products and ingredients do, why they are effective, realistic expectations, and how to properly use products at home. The more knowledgeable you are, the more confident you will be with your recommendations. Mastering this skill will bring you much success as it creates long-term relationships with clients who depend on you for expert skincare advice. As new developments in cosmetic chemistry are consistently evolving, it's imperative that estheticians remain on top of the latest ingredient and product technology throughout their entire career. Postgraduate training and education is key to staying up to date and offering the best in products and services. There are many great resources available to estheticians, including industry trade shows, publications, postgraduate workshops. Describe cosmetic regulations, laws, and product safety. Did you know the FDA does not approve cosmetics before they go on the market? The FDA only regulates cosmetics in relation to safety, labeling, and the claims made for a product. Seems to me that would kind of go along with the safety part, wouldn't it? As an esthetician, did I read this part already? We're going to read it again. If I did, it's critical to learn laws, regulations, and safety guidelines when it comes to cosmetic products. FDA regulations for cosmetics. In the United States, the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, is responsible for ensuring the safety of our nation's cosmetics, which includes makeup and skincare products. There are laws and regulations that apply to cosmetics on the market. The two most important laws pertaining to cosmetics marketed in the United States are the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, FD&C Act, the Fair Packaging and Labeling Act, FPLA. The FDA regulates cosmetics under the authority of these two laws. The law does not require cosmetic products and ingredients, other than color additives, to have FDA approval before they go to the market. In fact, no cosmetic may be labeled or advertised with statements suggesting that FDA has approved the product. How does the law define a cosmetic? The Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, FD&C Act, defines cosmetics as articles intended to be rubbed, poured, sprinkled, or sprayed on, introduced into, or otherwise applied to the human body for cleansing, beautifying, promoting attractiveness, or alerting the appearance. Glare on the page from the light. Altering the appearance. Cosmetics are intended to affect the appearance of the skin. See, are you laughing? I hope you're laughing. Instead of rolling your eyes and clicking away. Don't click away. Stay right here with me. How does the law define a drug? You know you want to find out, so keep listening. The FD&C Act defines drugs as articles intended for use in the diagnosis, cure, mitigation, treatment, or prevention of disease, and articles other than food intended to affect the structure or any function of the body of man or other animals. Drugs in skincare products are intended to cause actual physiological changes, such as the structure or function of the skin. Can a product be both a cosmetic and a drug? Some non-prescription medicated products have lower doses of active ingredients and meet the definitions of both cosmetics and drugs. Figure 6-2. These are considered over-the-counter OTC drugs. This may happen when a product has two intended uses. For example, a cleanser is a cosmetic because its intended use is to cleanse the skin. An acne cleanser with benzoyl peroxide is a drug because its intended use is to treat acne. This type of product is then considered both a cosmetic and a drug. Among other non-prescription cosmetic drug combinations are moisturizers and makeup marketed with sun protection claims. These products must comply with FDA requirements for both cosmetics and drugs. What are cosmetic? Oh my goodness, now I think they're just making up words now. The term cosmeceutical. Oh boy. Cosmeceuticals has no meaning under the law. I knew it. A product can legally be a drug, a cosmetic, or a combination of both. The professional skincare industry created this term as a bridge between cosmetics and pharmaceuticals or drugs. It can be used in many ways, but in general refers to professional skincare products and makeup that include pharmaceutical-grade ingredients. This pertains to higher concentrations, grade, and purity of active ingredients. Product labeling laws and regulations. FDA regulations for cosmetic labeling state that cosmetic companies must list the company's name, location, or distribution point, as well as all the ingredients in the product. This allows consumers to check for ingredients they may be allergic to. Ingredients must be listed in descending order of predominance, starting with the ingredient having the highest concentration and ending with the ingredient having the lowest concentration. Ingredients with a concentration of less than 1% may be listed in any order. A fragrance must be listed as fragrance, but the particular ingredients used in the fragrance need not be listed. Now, I just think that's wrong. That's crazy. All right, so there's a little footnote here at the bottom of the page, and it says, U.S. Food and Drug Administration, in parentheses, it says April 30th, 2012. Is it a cosmetic, drug, or both? Or is it soap? Oh my goodness. Retrieved from the FDA.gov Cosmetics Guidance Regulations, Law Regulations. That is their reference for this information. Somebody needs to look into that. That's crazy. Did you know? Avoid allowing products and their containers to become dirty, outdated, rancid, or stale, as these conditions can lead to adverse reactions. Products stored in dark containers and in cooler temperatures will last longer. Close containers when not in use. Always follow strict cleaning procedures and the product manufacturer's instructions for use and storage. I would suggest, I've said this in another video too, if you are using a product out of a jar, do not just stick your finger in there. I don't care if you just washed your hands. Use something to dip it out, and if you dip some out, place it into your hand. Oh, I don't have enough. You can't just stick that spatula back in there. This is extremely important, especially if you're not the only one using that product. And even if you are, it's not necessarily the germ, like when it's first placed in there. I can't think of anything specific, but it's what it grows into. So, keep that in mind. Also, if you're using product out of a pump, don't touch the tip of the pump when you push it down for the product to come out. Okay, bye. Now let's continue. INCI names. The FDA also requires that all cosmetic labels include a list of ingredients using standardized INCI names for each ingredient. INCI is an acronym for internal, nomenclature cosmetic ingredient. INCI names are allocated by the American Cosmetic Association, Personal Care Products Council, and are used internationally. The adoption of INCI names ensures that cosmetic ingredients are consistently listed using the same ingredient name from product to product. This allows consumers to easily compare multiple products that have the same ingredient names all around the world. I would say that this is helpful, however, and as I read earlier, aspirin contains salicylic acid. I believe it is aspirin. Oh, but salicylic acid can also be listed as willow bark. So, if you are pregnant, you're not supposed to use any products containing salicylic acid. But if you don't know that it's willow bark, or it's derived from willow bark, you're taking the risk. So, just saying, thought I'd throw that in there. Where are we? Product safety. Companies and individuals who market cosmetics have a legal responsibility to ensure the safety and proper labeling of their products. Under the law, cosmetics must not be misbranded. For example, They must be safe for consumers when using according to directions on the label or in the customary or expected way. Also, if a cosmetic product, lost my place, makes a drug claim, it is not properly labeled. The FDA can take legal action against the cosmetic on the market if they have reliable information showing that it is misbranded. Adverse reactions. Many ingredients used in skincare products and treatments may cause adverse skin reactions. Fragrances and some preservatives and chemical sunscreen ingredients are among the most common allergens. Symptoms. It is often very difficult to distinguish whether a reaction is allergic or irritant. Physicians indicate that, in general, symptoms of an irritant reaction include burning, while itching is usually a sign of an allergic reaction. Additional symptoms may include inflammation of the skin, blisters, hives, or rashes. The eyes may swell, puff, or produce tears. In addition, adverse reactions may be detected immediately after product application, or may not show up until days or weeks later. Being aware of a client's allergies and the ingredients being used in treatment is very important to avoid adverse reactions. During consultation, it's very important that a client discloses any potential allergies. This should be indicated on their skin health intake form and then verified again by the esthetician before proceeding with the treatment. Patch test. If there are any concerns, the best way to guard against reaction is to pre-test a small quantity of the product with a patch test. Apply the product to the inside arm near the elbow or behind the ear. If there is any reaction within 24 hours, the product should not be used. How to handle an adverse reaction. If during a facial treatment the skin becomes excessively red or the client complains of burning, immediately remove the product. Rinse the skin with cold water and apply cool compresses until the skin calms. Having products to calm skin reaction is also a recommended precaution. If the client contacts you regarding an adverse reaction from a home care product that you recommended, advise them to discontinue use of the product immediately. They may choose to use an over-the-counter hydrocortisone cream to help the symptoms subside. If the reaction is serious, they should seek medical care and bring the product with them to the physician so the physician can determine what caused the problem and treat accordingly. The manufacturer of the product should be notified immediately. Caution! If a client has an allergic reaction to a product that requires medical treatment, the manufacturer of the product is responsible unless the product was purchased in bulk, repackaged by the salon in a smaller container, and resold, in which case the salon is at fault. If the product is made in the salon is responsible. Malpractice insurance does not generally cover products formulated or repackaged in the salon. Check-in. What agency in the United States is responsible for ensuring the safety of our nation's cosmetics, including makeup and skincare products? By law, what is the difference between a cosmetic and a drug? Why are INCI names used on product labels for ingredients? What are the most common allergens in skincare products? What should an esthetician do if during a facial treatment the client has an adverse reaction? Distinguish cosmetic ingredient sources and popular terms. Cosmetic ingredients can be derived from natural sources, including plants, vitamins, or animals. They can also be synthesized in a lab using chemical compounds. Natural versus synthetic ingredients. Products directly from nature can have powerful skin benefits. However, some of the most effective cosmetic ingredients are not derived from natural sources. Synthetically produced ingredients can be just as effective and may have certain advantages over ingredients derived from nature, such as no use of pesticides or not leaving an ecological footprint. Manufacturers do excessive research and development to bring the latest technologies into cosmetic formulations. For example, hyaluronic acid, an ingredient used to bind moisture, was initially derived from rooster's combs. That's odd. Synthetic production of this ingredient was developed, and today it is derived from synthetic sources for use in cosmetics. The synthetic version is more stable and has more effective water-binding properties. Sometimes it can be difficult to know when to choose naturally sourced ingredients or synthetic ones because both make tremendous contributions to skincare formulations. Many manufacturers combine natural sourced and synthetic ingredients to obtain the best of both worlds. Clients will prefer one philosophy over the other and will be attracted to either natural or more clinical products. Knowing the benefits of both is important for estheticians and for those selling products. Popular terms. Many of the terms used in relation to skincare products and ingredients will be found on promotional brochures, in advertisements, and in television commercials. These terms are not regulated by law, but are used as descriptive words for consumer marketing purposes. My eyes are watering. Well, natural, all natural. The terms natural and all natural are often used in marketing for skincare products and ingredients derived from natural sources. Because there is no specific legal definition, they are often used loosely. Many consumers seek natural ingredients because they are concerned about the effects of chemical ingredients. Technically, all life forms are made of chemicals. In fact, a single plant extract can be made up of literally hundreds of chemicals. The true concern pertains to toxic ingredients in general, which can come from both natural and synthetic sources. There are now many resources available online to easily find toxicity ratings on ingredients in skincare products if there is a concern. Organic describes naturally sourced ingredients that are grown without the use of pesticides or chemicals. These ingredients are becoming more popular as consumer demands increase. The FDA does not define or regulate the term organic as it applies to cosmetics, body care, or personal care products. The only regulation for the term organic is by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the USDA, as it applies to agricultural products. If a cosmetic, body care product, or personal care product contains agricultural ingredients and can meet certain standards, it may be eligible only to be certified organic under the Natural Organic Program regulations. Cruelty-free is a term used to describe products that are not tested on animals at any stage of the production process, nor are any of their ingredients tested on animals. Vegan. A product that is labeled vegan should not contain any animal ingredients or animal byproducts. This includes, but not limited to, honey, beeswax, lanolin, and collagen. However, because the term is not regulated, it's often used to simply note that a product does not contain animal ingredients. This may be confusing to consumers because products may still contain animal byproducts. Gluten-free. Gluten is a general name for the proteins found in wheat, rye, and triticale, a cross between wheat and rye. Celiac disease is an autoimmune disorder in which eating gluten causes the lining of the body's small intestine to become inflamed. Recently, celiac disease, gluten sensitivity, and gluten intolerance cases have been on the rise and continue to grow as healthcare professionals learn more about these conditions. As a result of the mounting concern about a as a result of the mounting concern, I keep losing my place because my eye's watering. Just the one eye, though. Just the one on the left there. Been on the rise and continue to grow as healthcare professionals learn more about these conditions. As a result of the mounting concern about gluten, cosmetic chemists have been asked to formulate gluten-free products. Although there are many theories, currently there is no scientific evidence that the use of gluten-containing products is harmful to someone with celiac disease unless a product is ingested or used on the lips or in the mouth, such as lipstick, toothpaste, or mouthwash. It is possible for someone to have an allergy to wheat or another grain that could cause a skin reaction. In any case, it's always up to the client and skincare professional to make the best possible choice for their personal health. On skincare ingredient labels, some primary sources of gluten are listed as hydrolyzed wheat protein, Triticum vulgara, which is a wheat germ, oil, or FDA and organizations concerned with international food standards have set preliminary thresholds of less than 20 parts per million. Now I have the hiccups. Thresholds of less than 20 parts per million ppm of gluten. Hypoallergenic, dermatologist tested, non-irritating. Hypoallergenic, dermatologist tested, and non-irritating are terms that describe ingredients or products that may be less likely to cause allergic reactions. This is not a guarantee. However, let me go back to the beginning of that sentence. This is not a guarantee. However, that skin will not react. Non-comedogenic refers to ingredients that will not clog pores. Comedogenic refers to ingredients that tend to clog pores, especially by the formation of blackheads. Fragrance-free. A fragrance-free label on a product does not mean it has no smell. Fragrance-free indicates that no additional ingredients have been added to the product to specifically provide a fragrance. However, it may already contain ingredients that have a scent. For example, a product may contain lavender for its therapeutic benefits. Lavender has a very distinct aroma. But if it or any other ingredient wasn't added to the product specifically to give it a scent, the product is considered fragrance-free. Did you know a necessary resource for estheticians to have on hand is an ingredients dictionary, which lists the properties of hundreds of natural and synthetic ingredients? Unscented products are formulated to have no smell. Because most ingredients in a formulation do have an odor, more ingredients have to be added to mask and neutralize the smell. For example, if a product is formulated with lavender, a chemical can be added to mask or neutralize the lavender smell, so the product can then be labeled as unscented. Check in! Name the sources that cosmetic ingredients can be derived from. What is the difference between non-comedogenic and comedogenic ingredients? What does a fragrance-free label on a product mean? What has to be done to products formulated in order for it to be labeled unscented? And that'll do it for this video. I appreciate you watching. I hope this was helpful to you. Check out my other videos and please comment, like, share, and subscribe. I am a licensed esthetician and nail tech. If you have any questions for me, I appreciate you watching. Thanks. Bye.